Social Security is a critical form of income for thousands of retired New Mexicans. For some seniors, it's their only source. But New Mexico remains one of 13 states that tax income from Social Security. The Doña County Board of Commissioners passed a resolution asking Governor Lujan Grisham to add the repeal of the state tax to the 2020 legislative session agenda.
This is my resolution, and I recently learned that the city of Las Cruces has enacted a similar resolution, and I think it would be fitting for the county to follow up.
County Commission Chair Lynn Ellins draws Social Security along with his wife. Ellins cited a letter from Think New Mexico, a Santa Fe-based public policy group that asked the commission to pass the resolution.
Taxing Social Security undermines the purpose of the Social Security program, which was designed to lift seniors out of poverty. Finally, the New Mexico Social Security tax has a negative impact on the state and local economy. If seniors in our community were able to keep the money that they now pay in taxes, much of it would be spent immediately, and those dollars would go right back into the local economy.
The think tank adds that taxing Social Security is double taxation, since residents pay income tax on the money that comes out of their paychecks, and then again when they receive those benefits. How is Social Security income treated in New Mexico? How is Social Security taxed?
Sure, it's taxed like all other income. So whether you get that income from Social Security or from wages, that's going to be considered the same.
Clinton Turner is Tax Policy Director for the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department. Personal income tax rates range from 1.7 to 4.9%, depending on the tax bracket. He says those taxes go to the state's general fund. Along with the standard deduction, Turner says taxpayers 65 and older may qualify for other deductions.
So the biggest difference is going to be, what your total income is and whether that gets completely taken care of with the standard deduction or with that additional $8,000 deduction that New Mexico adds on to that to get down to your taxable income.
As a retiree, that's what we rely on. That's what we worked for all those years, and the money coming in is what sustains us.
Yolanda Valenzuela and her husband draw about $2,000 a month in Social Security. The 69-year-old says she feels blessed to have a comfortable income, but realizes thousands of other seniors don't. She says untaxed benefits would help her cover medical expenses.
Well, of course it would help us. It would help with the cost that we have for medications. My husband has heart disease, and so we're at the doctor's quite a bit with him, having tests constantly. So it helps with medication. It helps with the doctor's fees. It would definitely ease the tightness that you experience in just trying to live day to day.
Thousands of seniors in poverty are feeling that tightness. In 2017, New Mexico had the third highest poverty rate for people 65 and older at 12.2%, according to U.S. Census Bureau data. The state's income tax cost the average Social Security recipient $700 a year, according to Think New Mexico. District 3 County Commissioner Shannon Reynolds says that number only tells a partial story.
That's probably not the whole picture, because the whole picture is that a lot of our seniors are on such low income and dependent on Social Security to the point where they have to make a decision: do they buy medicine or do they buy food? And when you think about an individual and $700, I mean, you're talking about months worth of food that they could actually afford, or medicine that they could afford with $700 more a year. So that's the impact.
But some critics of a Social Security tax exemption say the loss of tax money would increase reliance on oil and gas revenues. Citing a state analysis by the Legislative Finance Committee, Think New Mexico says repealing the tax would decrease state revenues by $73 million a year. But that number drops to between $21 and $29 million if New Mexico passed a law that exempts low and middle income residents, as other states have done. The group says that decrease represents about 1/3 of 1% of the state's budget. For Reynolds, who also draws Social Security, it's important that seniors get the most from their benefits. While many senior incomes are fixed, Reynolds adds the cost of living is not.
The cost of living keeps going up. the COLA that's actually applied to Social Security doesn't seem to be enough to actually make a difference. And with the increased cost of food, increased cost of medicines, it's imperative, in my opinion, that we actually give some money back or allow the residents that live on Social Security to have all the money they can get.
For KRWG Public Media, I'm Michael Hernandez.